Well, hi there pluckers, Ivor Sawfingers again with you. Thanks indeed for joining me for something slightly different. This is a help lesson as opposed to a song lesson. I've been asked by one of my viewers to help out with a song from called Twilight Zone, okay, which is from the original theme song for the TV programme some time ago. And it's the cover version done by a band called Manhattan Transfer, okay. And that again is a cover version of a cover version done by a young guy on a guitar, okay, and there's certain sections of that particular cover version which my viewer would like some help with, and basically it's funky rhythm playing, so not so much an acoustic lesson this, okay. So I will put a link in the description box to the cover version of the Manhattan Transfer version, if you like, okay, showing this young guy playing electric guitar. Now then, first thing to note is there are only certain bits of the song that my viewer wants me to show him, and that's basically two bits. One starts at 1 minute and 4 seconds into the video, finishes at 2:40, okay, 2 minutes 40. Second version starts at second section rather starts at 3 minutes 10 and finishes at the end of the song, which I think is 3:29. The second section is actually much is a bit that's already played in the first section, so it's a repeat of the second half of the first half, if you like. Okay, so I only need to show you the first bit between 1:04 and 2:40. The second section that is asked about is already included in that bit, okay. Okay, so I'm in standard tuning, no capos, okay. Now the first thing to note is the guy's playing a solid electric guitar, Les Paul type, okay, which has probably got nice low action, but most importantly he's got an awful lot of chorus effect on his guitar, which makes the sound very jingly and very full, okay. So I'm obviously playing a single acoustic guitar with, you know, higher action than a solid electric, and I've got no effects on it whatsoever, so it's not going to sound anyway as full or as jingly as his, okay. But I'm going to hopefully show you what I think he's playing, okay, which is what the whole thing's about, okay. So let's get to it. So the songs, the section at 1:04 starts off with sort of this bit. It's like just a couple of sweeps on an E chord, okay. I've got a visitor, but she'll go away in a minute, hopefully. She wants to get on my lap. Go on, off. Right, here we go. So it goes, okay, and then it gets into the funky rhythm bit, okay. So I'm going to go through the funky rhythm bit now, and then hopefully break it down and show you what I played. Okay, so here we go. This is starting off with what's the chunky bit at the beginning, okay. Right, here comes a funky bit. And it repeats all of it again with a slightly different ending, okay? that goes into a lead solo, obviously. Okay, so that's the bit between 1:04 and 2:40, I think. Okay, and the second bit he asked me about, 3:10 to 3:29, is basically the last bit of that section. Okay, so it's basically the last half of it's repeated. Okay, so let's break it down for you, hopefully. Okay, so it starts off with this, okay, which is an E chord, but played as a D chord, if you like, on the 4th and 5th frets, standard D shape, and I'm putting my pinky on the 6th fret of the 4th string, and it's just those 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, his fingering is slightly different. He's using a bar on the first 3 strings, I think. A second finger is playing the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and he's using your 3rd finger to play the 6th fret of the 4th string. Same chord, different fingering, okay? So whichever is more easier for you. Okay, I tend to use that shape myself. So two of those, sort of down, down, up, okay? Then he goes into the funky bit, right? So this is a slide from the E chord up to the F chord, so the whole D shape goes up a fret to the F chord, okay? Okay, I'm playing everything a bit slower so you can see it now. So, okay, so the first thing is da da, da da, and then the funky bit goes. Does that twice, and then we go up to a D minor, okay? 10th fret barring the first 3 strings, first finger, and my 3rd finger is playing the 12th fret of the 4th string, D string, and again it's another slide from the C sharp minor, that sort of, right, so you've got to go one lower to start off, and then start strumming into it and slide up to the D minor, okay? So far then we've got this from the actual funky bit, okay? So it's okay, it's the 2nd chord. Now we go to the 3rd chord, which is an F chord. So that's top E string, 8th fret, 1st finger, and then the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings on the 10th fret, like an A chord if you like. Okay, and again it's only those 4, 3, 2, 1 that we're interested in, and again it's a slide. You go down 1 fret to an E chord, same shape, an E chord, and slide it up, the whole thing up 1 fret while still strumming. So far then we've got this. Got that? Once more for good measure. Okay, then we go down to a G chord, an F-shaped chord on the 3rd fret. Okay, gives you a G chord, and again it's a slide from F sharp up to the G. Okay, and that's a do that thing twice. And I slide. Okay, so far we've got this from the funky bit. As far as we've got. Now we go to a G minor, played like that. Okay, so 3rd finger is playing the 8th fret of the 4th string, the D string. 2nd finger is playing the 7th fret of the 3rd string. Pinky is playing the 8th fret of the 2nd string, and the 1st finger is playing the 6th fret of the top E string. Should sound like that. It's a G minor. Okay, it's like a D. You can imagine a D minor shape played like that, but you're playing it with your pinky, and then this 3rd finger is playing the 8th fret of the 4th string. And again, it's a slide from 1 down, so it's from F sharp minor up holding that shape whilst you're strumming. Okay, got that? Okay, so far we got this from the funky bit. Okay. Okay, that's as far as we got. Now we go to a straightforward A chord, 5th fret, F-shaped chord, and we just go straight in. There's no slide initially, okay, but the second one is a slide. Okay, so it comes out from the G. So you do one without a slide and then a slide. Okay, so let's go to that part, and then we go back to the F, the slidey up, like we did right at the beginning of the sequence, slidey up from E to F. We do another sequence. Okay, so that's sequence, this is sequence 1, that's going to be sequence 2. Okay, so let's do sequence 1 again, okay, from the start. And then we into sequence 2, and for the most part it's exactly the same. Okay, so F, D minor, F, G. Now when you get to the G, on this second time round you only do the once. First time round you did it twice. Okay, you did it twice the first time. Second time round you only do it once. Okay, and then we go single strum on the G minor, single strum on the A, single strum on the F, the D-shaped F. Okay, so let's do the second version, the second sequence. Okay, so it starts off the same. Okay. Single one on G, E minor, G minor, A, F. Bit of a pause and then you do that. Okay, so which is a down and up on a D minor, 10th fret, first 3 strings barred, 12th fret on the 4th string, and it's like a that sort of, whereas da da da, it's actually on a downstroke, isn't it? So you play down, up, down, and then slide down. Okay, got it? Right. So let's try and put those two together. I'll play it really slowly for you. Okay, including the da 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 at the beginning. Okay, on the E chord. Okay. Right, here we go into the funky bit. Second phrase. Once on the G, okay, so that's how the first phrase and the second sequence fit together. Okay, then what happens then is basically it goes through the it goes into this bit. Okay, that bit. And obviously without the chorus and all that it doesn't sound quite as good, but you know, this is what I think he's playing. So that bit, so after you've done the, you go, I'm playing the 7th fret of the 3rd string, the G string, together with the 8th fret of the 2nd string. give it a quick wobble if you can. Then move the 3rd string down to the 6th fret and keep that 8th fret of the 2nd string fretted. 8th fret of the 2nd string stays there, okay? First time, 2nd time, and then walk this finger goes down to the 5th fret on the 3rd string, okay? So it's a progression from 7, 6, 5 on the 3rd string. The 2nd string stays on the 8th fret, okay? So okay, then we play a G minor chord. First 3 strings barred at the 3rd fret and 5th fret of the 4th string, D string, okay? Okay, so you've got that. Now then, after the G minor, very slight pause, and then a very quick A, straightforward A chord on the 5th fret, F shape. Right, into that, and then the final chord, which I'll show you in a second. So now then, what I'm playing is the A chord, followed by this. I'm playing a bar chord, A chord. If you can imagine an A chord, 5th fret, bar chord, just take the pinky off and fret the 8th fret of the 2nd string and the top E string. So you've got the bar on the 8th fret, top 2 strings with your pinky. Okay, so you've got this A chord with that pinky playing those 2 on the 8th fret, okay, and you get that sound. Okay, so it goes ba ba, and then that chord. Okay, so that's just, now if you watch the guy on the video, he's playing this chord, but he's playing it like this. He's playing it with his 2nd finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string. The 1st finger is playing the 6th fret of the 3rd string. He's using his 3rd finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string, and his pinky is playing the 8th fret of the 1st top E string. It's the same chord, but it's like that. But I find to get from that shape and then fretting this one correctly is a lot of practice. So I found it's quite easier to do it with the bar chord. For me personally, I can do that far quicker than going, I'm looking for it, you know what I mean? I'm not used to playing that. I can get there, but it's not as clean sometimes as I'd like. So I just play it like that, okay? So it's up to you. So there's a choice there. And the final chord is something called, I believe, an F major 7th added 6th. There are other names, but that's one of them, okay? And all this is basically, I'm playing the 3rd fret of the 4th string with my 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, the G string, with my 1st finger, and 3rd fret of the B string, 2nd string, with my 3rd finger. Top E string is open, and it's just those 4 strings. Now obviously if you've got heavy chorus on that, that's going to sound $1 million, okay? And that's the final chord of the sequences, okay? So you come into this chord. Okay? After the 2nd sequence of the funky, that's what you come in with, okay? Now then, after you've done that, basically the whole thing repeats exactly the same as what we just played. The two sequences, and then you come into this, and after you've gone into the sort of, you do this. But the 2nd time round, he doesn't go to G minor. 2nd time round, he does this. Okay, so if you've done, you do this. So this is a three string chord. I'm playing the 7th fret of the 4th string, the 8th fret of the 3rd string, the G string, and 8th fret of the 2nd string, the B string. And again, he wobbles all these, that sort of thing, if you can do that. And then, so that's the first bit. So after you've done the second time round the whole thing, okay, goes into that as usual. And then he does this C sus2, I think you'd call this. So basically I'm putting a bar across the first 2 strings, or 3 strings, it doesn't matter, okay, and I'm then playing my 3rd finger is playing the 5th fret of the 4th string, D string, and pinky is playing the 5th fret of the 3rd string, the G string, and my 1st finger is barring the 2nd string and the top E string. Those are the 4 strings you're interested in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So after you've done you come out of the funky bit and you go done that bit and you go. And then you do this. C suspended 2 to a G chord. Straightforward G F shape chord on the G, 3rd fret. And then you go back to this C sus2. And then you do another quick A, another one of those, okay, so it's quick A to this A 7th sharp 9, and then that F major 7th added 6th, okay, and that's it. So the second section of the song that I've been asked about basically is parts of what I've just shown you, okay, so there's nothing new in it, okay, so let's just go through the whole thing slowly, the whole bit from 104 to 240, okay, and hopefully you'll make some sense out of it if you're interested. Okay, so let's go through it. Here we go then. So we'll do the da 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 to start with, okay, so on the E chord, we go slidey bit. Now here we go, the funky bit. All over again. Okay, I think that's all I can show you really. That's as best as I can do. Obviously it's played a little bit faster than that, more like what I did on the demo, okay? But if you add a chorus pedal to that, it'll sound a totally different animal. Okay, thanks a lot for watching and listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.